Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Hero Complex podcast with your host this week. It's me, Adam Green, and we've got a stonker of a battle here. It's an all-British affair where we face off
David Brent
versus
Sam Allardyce.
Hit the credits. Welcome to the latest episode. As always, I'm hosting, or as half always, I'm hosting. I'm Adam Green, comedian, podcaster, lover. With me, as always, is Patrick Brujnahan.
his lover.
Yeah. And sometimes comedian. With us, we've got a special guest this week. He's a comedian, podcaster, roast battler extraordinaire. It's Lee Hudson. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
Real pleasure. We've known each other quite well now.
Yeah. Been a few years.
Yeah. I think we met doing roast battle, did we?
Almost certainly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Rosie doesn't like roast battle.
No.
Reminds her of the war.
You've met Rosie before. Rosie is our head of cuteness.
This is pretty much the first time I've seen her not in a bag, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to explain that so it doesn't sound awful?
I carry around in a bag sometimes.
There we go, just in case anyone was wondering.
For listeners only, I do not look like a man who should be carrying a dog in a bag. I look like a man who's stolen a dog in a bag every time I do it. So, although I'm growing into the role more, I think.
She looks quite happy in the bag whenever I see her in
She
the bag.
loves the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's full of treats, trinkets. She can just sleep in there whenever you want.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, it's like a first class kind of like on an airplane.
It looks comfortable.
Yeah.
Imagine just being carried around by a giant,
Yeah.
and just in the bag and all your stuff is there.
Yeah, you got like a Game Boy.
Yeah, Game Boy pillow. You're just lying down all day.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Got your own
you walk
toaster.
around with the other humans
Yeah.
in a car park or something.
Yeah. Go sniff their ass, and then you get back in the bag and say, "Take me home."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's quite handy, really.
We should talk to the guest probably.
Yeah, we'll talk to Lee.
Ever dreamt about being in a bag, Lee?
All the time.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Good. Right, because what if I told you if you give me 50 quid now, in 4 months you could be in a bag?
We've got that.
I have
big
your
bag.
money back, mainly. But you get 49 quid back.
Sounds menacing.
We need to cut the quid for a trolley. Don't worry about that. Don't ask me now. We'll come back to it at the end.
Yeah, come back to it. Yeah.
But this podcast is all about heroes. You're a big football guy, Lee.
Yep.
So you must have loads of heroes, footballing heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Talk us through that. When did you start getting into football? I guess like most of us as a kid.
Yeah, weirdly, though, like, neither of my parents gave a crap about football.
Right.
So I had free reign over what team I chose and everything.
Which team did you choose with that?
I chose Southampton.
Yeah.
But
This is what happens when parents aren't strict.
But I'm from Hampshire, and
Yeah.
it makes sense, sort of, or did at the time. But yeah, like my dad tried to get me into all the things he was into, like motor racing and stuff. Like he tried to make me like go karting, and I was just afraid of it.
All right.
And football was what everyone played in the playground at school. So
Yeah.
it's like, I guess I'll just.
It's like the most accessible sport, right?
Yeah. Apart from running,
Yeah.
you like running, you can just literally just go for it.
But even in football, you can have someone who doesn't like running, just put him in goal.
Yeah. Perfect.
That's why I was a goalkeeper when
I was a
played.
goalkeeper, or central centre back.
Yeah,
You played to quite a good level, didn't you?
yeah, I played non-league.
Yeah.
Awesome. For who?
A variety of clubs in like
Yeah.
step 5 it would have been.
Okay, cool.
Because I played like academy football, got released, and then because I was a goalkeeper, it's really hard to get in a first team when you're a teenage goalkeeper. So I just kept dropping down the levels until I could play first team football.
Do you wish there was a ballers league when you were around?
Absolutely not. I think it's an abomination.
What's the remind me what the Ballers League is?
It's sort of five-a-side set up by rich people,
YouTubers,
YouTubers, and also
Ex-pros.
the ex-pros.
Yeah.
So people who haven't gone, who have like similar to Lee, I suppose, who didn't make it to first team or reserve team football from academies, they get paid, I think, like 250 quid a game.
Yeah.
It's a flat wage thing.
You've got some rando ex-pros like Troy Deeney's playing.
Troy Deeney's
Yeah.
playing.
And he just went into his first game and just flattened someone immediately.
Yeah. And people like Nara Ranger, who was arrested for, having a gun.
Yeah.
And a bunch of YouTube. And the managers, the Rangers, there's a three-way manager between Micah Richards, Gary Lineker, and Alan Shearer for a team. And then it would just be most of them YouTubers.
Right.
Yeah.
I think John
John
Terry
is
manages
I
one.
think, yeah.
Yeah, and like, so it'd be like Mini Minter on the sideline or Angry Ginge, and then like squaring off against John Terry. And every Monday they play these.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are asking.
Yeah.
They're only known to children, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting quite big on YouTube. Should we have a team?
Hi, children.
Yeah. There are kids.
No, this is marked not safe for kids.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
it's fine.
because it's not.
It's for the best,
No.
yeah.
And you can only find this on the dark web.
Hey, kids, any of you want to be in a bag?
Yeah. All I need is 50. Look, go in your mum's purse, get 50 quid. And in 6 months, you're going to be in a bag.
You'll get 49 of it back.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah, but 1 quid for
You
the
need
trolley.
the
I'll
trolley.
explain that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think it's abomination, the Ballers League?
yeah.
How come?
It's not real football.
I mean, is five-a-side not real football?
I mean,
A celebrity
it
endorsed
is.
five-a-side
Well, no.
inside O2 Arena, not football.
It shouldn't be. It should be. Five-a-side football is for overweight people at Power League.
Yeah.
That's where it should stay, and that's where it should be enjoyed. It shouldn't be put on TV. I shouldn't be able to bet on it. Can you
That's
bet
a-
on
yeah,
it?
you can bet on the Ballers
League. You can bet on the Ballers League.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems dodgy.
One of the teams is called Depor 3-0, I think. That's the quality of the league.
That doesn't even work as a
No.
pun.
Yeah, they're like rejected fantasy Premier League names.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's not good.
Well, I think Troy Deeney's the biggest name on there now.
Yeah.
Like Eden Hazard warning FC or something.
Yeah, something like that. So who are your Southampton heroes?
I mean, Matt Letizia is
Yeah.
the ultimate one for any Saints fan. I
Still?
think. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to lead our fight against the aliens.
I actually quite like that he didn't just sort of, fade into retirement and do nothing. I like that he's gone bonkers.
He's
Yeah.
got some juicy opinions. On
Oh,
that stuff.
he's got some strong opinions. some deplatforming opinions that
Yeah.
I won't share here.
Of course not. Of course we want to, yeah. But, we'll just Google Matt Letizia and any number, and you probably will get something controversial.
Yeah.
Or just go have a scroll through his Twitter.
Yeah.
And you will find.
There's something about the air in Southampton that does it. Ricky Lambert's like that now.
Oh yeah, he had that video where he was like about positive talking to water.
Yeah.
Makes it healthier
All
or
right.
something if you talk nicely to it first, or some
Mm-hmm, yeah.
nonsense like that.
I've been doing that with cider recently.
Yeah.
Just said, please don't make me ill. I've got to drive home.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. And it's been working. I've been getting home quicker than ever.
Wow, well, it works.
Yeah.
So what's that? Sort of aromatherapy. What? Because that smell. What's the water medicine?
Hydrotherapy.
There's one where you keep diluting medicine.
Oh yeah, homeopathy.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So we'll prove it works. We've proven today that kind of works.
If Ricky Lambert's been doing it, then,
Yeah.
I mean, he was another one of my heroes. He was great because
Mm.
he never had the body of a Premier League footballer, but was a Premier League footballer. Scored on his England debut against Scotland as well.
Yes.
Yep.
If there's one goal you want to score,
Yeah.
as an England footballer, it's probably against Brazil or something. But other than that,
Yep.
Scotland.
Then Argentina. After that, the French.
Yeah.
Then the
Should we-
Serbians.
Yeah, we're gonna list all 200.
Any of the other home nations, I think.
Other home nations.
And Ireland.
Kosovo.
They know
Argentina again. But we could go on. Chile.
Germany.
No, there's no honour.
why. No, no.
No. Too many. We've lost too many. I don't think England and Germany should ever play Germany again at football.
What if it's like forced?
They only
By
get
UEFA.
forced, well, like it was in 1914. Listen, go out and play football on Christmas Day during the war.
Yeah, good PR stunt.
It was a good PR stunt.
I was working in a hotel as a waiter when we smashed them in Munich.
Oh yeah.
Years ago when like Heskey scored and people like that.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
The 5-1 was it?
Yeah.
Owen hat trick, I think.
Owen hat-trick.
Yeah, and we weren't going to be able to watch it, and then the people that we were serving in the restaurant like demanded that we wheel a TV in from the bar.
Oh no, I guess we could do that.
Yeah, so they did that, and then literally, they got the worst service of their life. But I don't think any of them cared.
Yeah.
So I was like, I could go and get your meal from the kitchen, but there's a free kick here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no gaps. We just kept scoring.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, but there's just a joy when a room has a telly wheeled in, like at school.
yeah.
What's
End
that?
of
Is it a HD projector? What's it? UHV? What's one? The one where you just put a little bit of plastic on it, had a graph.
Oh, those ones.
Yeah.
They were a disappointment.
Those are
when they
disappointment.
got
Like the wheel ski is either the telly or so that fucking projector.
Yeah. No, when they got in a telly and it'd be like a chemistry teacher showing you a
Yeah.
video about slag.
Yeah. Whoa, you slag, miss.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a igneous rock, Patrick. Okay.
You got a lot of trouble at school.
I went to a wedding where during like the dinner bit, a TV was wheeled in for the World Cup final between Spain and the Netherlands.
Well, you shouldn't have your wedding on a World Cup final day.
Yeah, always check the dates.
Yeah, should have an FA Cup final day, Scottish Cup final.
Yeah, Champions League,
Wimbledon.
Yeah, National League playoff final.
Who sponsors that now?
Vanarama.
Yeah, Vanarama Cup final. Yeah,
it's always got to be a van-based.
The Vanarama is the National League. Yeah, I've been to a Johnson's Paint Trophy final, which I think is now the Checker Trade. I don't know.
It is Checker Trade. No, or was it Carabao?
There's a Papa John's one.
There's a Papa John's one.
There's all sorts going on. Carabao's the old league. It's the league.
Yeah.
It's the old like Carling.
That was an energy drink, wasn't it? Carabao.
Yeah, still is. Yeah.
Still is. Well, sorry. No.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsors at Carabao for not paying. You owe us money. Yeah, so you've been to quite a lot. You're going to quite a lot of football at the bit. At the minute.
At the bit.
You do it because you're doing like Instagram, like come watch.
Yeah, for as long as I can be bothered, which might not be long.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I feel the same way about this.
I will still go to games, but I'm already getting a bit bored of being that twat who has his phone out all the time.
I do hate it when I see tourists at Chelsea because they're sending tickets to more and more tourists because the owners want to do that.
If you look at my videos though, like there's no like real footage of goals or anything. It's me like catching the back end of a celebration because I'm trying to not just stand there the whole game with my phone out, and I'll just get it out for a couple of moments.
Well, it looks like I always think of when people get it out for like corners. It's like there's like 30 cameras in here. And they're all doing a better job than you.
And the likelihood of scoring a corner is about 1 in 400.
Well, there's that too. But
not to ruin it. For everyone. No one's scoring that corner. Ronaldo isn't scoring that free kick.
Yeah.
Van Dijk will tackle him.
What, on a free kick?
No. Whoever's running free, Van Dijk will catch up. And Vardy will score. So get your phone out for that.
I mean, I did see Vardy score at the weekend.
Exactly.
I went to Leicester away. It was sad.
As a Southampton fan, that wasn't a good look.
Yeah. Yeah, they hadn't scored at home in 9 games, and we lost 2-0 to them. And like they're bad. Like they are bad. I'm like they are objectively bad, but they are now 10 points ahead of us. So I don't know what that even makes us.
Yeah. Have you beaten Are you past 11 points yet?
No, we're on 11 points.
Yeah.
At the moment, this is how bad it is. We're clinging to the fact that we've got a better goal difference than that Derby team had. We've got a better goal difference by 12, but we've still got Arsenal. Our last 3 games are Arsenal, Man City, and Everton in the final ever game at Goodison. So,
right.
Oh, right.
That 12 goals could get chipped away at quite significantly over those 2 games.
Well, all the best to Derby, of course, being the lowest ever points holders for a Premier League season.
Only won 1 game all season.
Yeah,
1-0 against Newcastle.
11 points, and then because they a bit like you really went up too quickly.
Yeah,
because you came straight back to the Prem from the Championship. But like
we scraped it via the playoffs as well, which tells you that we weren't ready.
How many teams have come up through the playoffs and been like, "Fuck, we are not ready for this"?
Well,
like, was it Hull that came up, or was it Blackpool that came up? Dean Windass goal.
Yeah, that was Hull.
Yeah. I mean, they lasted a couple of seasons, but got battered. Blackpool got battered a lot. Derby, obviously. Sunderland every time.
I think for some of those clubs, though, like for Blackpool, like I'm sure their fans would take the experience, though.
Yeah.
Whereas
I'm sure.
We were an established Premier League team for quite a while. Then we just went like bad.
Before a certain Mr. Redknapp ruined the club. I think, right? That happened?
No.
Did he get you bankrupt?
Harry Redknapp.
Yeah, Harry Redknapp made every club he's ever been bankrupt.
No, he joins bankrupt clubs.
We went into administration a couple of seasons after he left.
Yeah,
so I'm sure he played his part.
Yeah, and his dog Rosie. His dog's called Rosie.
Yeah, well, his dog can apparently handle bank accounts.
She did all the accounts. Yeah. Do you remember that
offshore account in Monaco or whatever?
I'm sorry, Judge, I can't read or write, but this dog can. Whoa, case is dismissed.
And so talking of English football managers, you've picked one as your hero today.
Big Sam.
Yeah, Big Sam Allardyce. Do you want to tell us a bit about him? Who he is? What made you pick him as a hero? And ignore that.
Ignore that.
I went for him because I think he's just like the ultimate British football manager or English football manager. Just the fact that he's known universally as Big Sam is amazing. No, he's managed to forge that as his own nickname, and just the way he went through his whole career, he managed to out shithouse some of the most shithouse managers out there. Did you ever see the interview he gave after he beat Mourinho?
No,
And
I probably did, but I've erased it.
I think it was when he was at West Ham, and Mourinho called his football prehistoric.
Yeah.
And they asked him about that in the press conference, and he just laughed. And when he can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Oh yeah, he's just laughing and saying, "You can dish out, but he can't take it."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Sam Allardyce, he was actually quite pioneer.
Yeah. He did loads at Bolton. Like he brought in sports psychology and like nutrition and stuff that hadn't been done at other clubs. He was rocking around with a headset on at one point. Talking to like the coach up in the stands.
It's quite, and there was some incredibly strong Bolton team, which was Nicholas and Helka and 10 others.
Yeah, but some of the people he had at Bolton as well was incredible. Like
JJ Okocha,
Ivan Campo,
Hierro,
Jaskalainen was his keeper.
Bruno Ngotti.
Yeah,
Jaskalainen. I watched his son playing goal for Woking the other day, which made me feel very old.
Wow.
Yeah, how did he do?
Really good. He won their player of the season as well. He's a quality keeper.
Shout out to, is he also called Jaskalainen?
Yeah, Will Jaskalainen. He's got another son as well who just made his MLS debut this weekend as well.
Oh, wow. The Jaskalainen legacy continues.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if ever you're looking for football manager tips, Will Jaskalainen. And you know what? I think he will.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of the stuff he did there was great. And I love how he became synonymous with like the desperation hire as well.
Yeah.
And now even like when the Pope died the other week, there were just memes of like Allardyce in like the Pope garb.
Until the end of the season.
Yeah. And like any time there was like, a prime minister leaving, people were like, give it to Big Sam till the end of the season. Like, he just becomes synonymous with like getting someone in to sort something out short term.
Well, it got shorter and shorter, like that. Like Leeds, I think they got him in for the last 3 games. It's like, what's he going to do in 3 games?
Yeah.
Like, they needed to win all of them by a margin to even have a hope of staying up.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point in that? And he's still got £1 million or something for that. Yeah,
crazy.
I
think he's...
Also, the England manager was the greatest win record.
100%
win record.
Until he was taken down by the fake shake and a pint of wine.
Yeah, which I mean, give me a pint of wine, I'll tell you anything.
Apparently, though, that's a myth. It wasn't a pint of wine. Apparently, it was lager.
No, I'm sure it wasn't a pint of wine.
I don't know though. He looks like a pint of wine guy.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't order it. Sorry, go on.
No, it was believable.
Yeah, but like, if you wouldn't order it, but if someone said, "Do you want a pint of wine?" you go, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I think
One of my friends was on holiday once in it was like a Spanish like coastal town, like somewhere near Alicante, I think, and it turns out Sam Allardyce has a holiday home in that town.
Oh, hello.
And he said he would just see Sam Allardyce walking around town in white linen trousers and like a white linen shirt, sort of unbuttoned halfway down, just chest hair out.
Just out there learning the lingo. Yeah. Ready to say that bastard
Dos
job.
cervezas, por favor.
Smoking cigars at the bar, like the shady corner.
Yeah.
Pointing out the women he wants to join his table.
There is that like iconic photo of him, Sky Sports News, with Hayley McQueen.
Where
she sat there and he's just like looking at us. Yeah, he's
a man's man.
Yeah. For our listeners only, Lee pulled a Sam Allardyce perv face.
Do it that way as well.
Yeah. We get people who just listen as well. So I don't know why I said it to camera. I didn't need to do that. Anyway, so best England record of them all: one game, 1 win, 1 goal, 0 conceded.
Away to, I think it was Slovakia.
Yeah,
it's sort of like the infinity record.
Yeah,
beaten. He scored infinite more goals than he conceded.
Yeah,
infinite more games than he lost.
Won every single game. He tried to get Charles Nzonzi. Was it Charles Nzonzi or Stephen Nzonzi?
Nzogbia.
No, not Charles Nzonzi.
Stephen
Nzonzi. Yeah. That was it. Yeah, he tried to get him to sign for England. And when they explained he couldn't do that, he went, well, maybe we need to change the rules. Yeah. So this week we've got Sam Allardyce up against David Brent.
Well, yeah. A similar manager of men.
Yeah.
And women. Ooh, class. Ooh, sexist. Well, what he's just a man trying his best with limited resources, like Sam Allardyce has many times.
Yeah.
He's less of a boss, more of a father figure. He never did it for the thanks, though. One day, if I saw him walking down the street, someone would say, "Oh, I must remember to thank him." Football fan himself, funny guy in the office. He worked just day to day, local celebrity. Does his runs for Men Cap, which is very important to him. And just a comedic icon, you know. Never let his frames get to his head. I'm struggling to whether if I'm doing that as a character or if I believe he's real. At the moment. We'll see how the debate goes.
It's a documentary.
Well, there's a documentary, famous documentary. You might have heard of it. It's called The Office. It was on BBC Two.
Yeah.
Filmed by Stephen Merchant and some other guy. Carl Pilkington, I think his name was. But yeah, hero of mine. If it wasn't for David Brent and his documentary, I might not have ever got into comedy or thought that comedy was a thing.
So, I mean, does that make him a hero
or a villain
or a curse?
Yeah,
on all of our houses.
Exactly.
That's
but yeah, David Brent, boom. Also loves a flan more than cake. Yeah.
Like
Season 2, episode 3. Someone brings in the cake. Goes, oh, that's right. I prefer a flan.
See,
this episode's just going to be quotes, I think.
I think so. Yeah. Well, that's fine. We'll go with that. That's not a problem. But
I'm just ever wondering now if Sam Allardyce ever wandered over to JJ Okocha and just went, favourite actor of all time? Sidney Poitier.
Yeah, Denzel Washington. Oh, well, it's great, isn't he? Sort of all time, though. What? It's not my favourite actor of all time, though. Mr. Sidney Poitier. Great, isn't he? Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, see, this is going to be great for me because I enjoyed The Office when it came out 20 odd years ago.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched it avidly like some people who can quote it off the bat.
Yeah.
So instead of just looking up a load of Office quotes to come in with, I thought I'll leave that to you two.
I mean, I feel like it has spawned. Like you can see him in a lot of like the sketch comedians.
Yeah.
On social media now, a lot of them are doing like Brentisms, even if they're not meaning to. Like he's that ingrained in like British culture.
It's come from him through actual British culture, and then people are mocking that.
Yeah.
On sketches, thinking they're mocking actual British culture, but they're just doing Brent.
Just doing Brent.
Yeah. It's the origin of that sort of one-word reaction punchline.
Yeah.
You know, when Brent would go, sexist, something like that.
Yeah.
But, you know, they did it in between where they just go, after someone we just shoved a bigger, fantastic.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And it's just carried on to the modern day. But actually, the Greeks invented it. You know?
Eureka.
Eureka. Yeah. Is that good, is it?
Drops a bloody crown in the bar.
Yeah. You plan to take the beach of Troy with 50 men? Amazing.
Do a third one.
Third one? Sure.
Sodomy? Sexist.
Yeah, sodomy? Sexist.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. I was quickly running out. Call that hummus. No. There we go. That's another.
So yeah, both very quotable.
That's in the Iliad.
Who would you rather read a book by?
Read a book by? Oh, that's a good question, actually.
Like, so maybe an autobiography or maybe a work of fiction that they've written. So what?
I was thinking maybe like a book of like business tips or football managing tips.
Yeah, or like self-help, motivational kind of thing.
Meditation with Sam Allardyce.
Meditation with Sam Allardyce.
He meditates.
I'm absolutely 100% certain he does.
He's spoken about it before. He does transcendental meditation.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that when it's at home?
I don't know.
Okay. Is this where you like say your mantra and all that?
Yeah, chanting a mantra.
Gravy.
I would love to know what his mantra is. Yeah, it must be amazing.
Fucking cunt.
Pint of wine.
An Elka.
We should say, hit the front man. Hit the front man.
In the mixer. Throw it into the mixer. Route 1. Route 1.
So maybe mantras by Allardyce.
David Brent obviously will have a business management book.
Yeah.
It'll be all about his time as part of Foregone Conclusion. About how to manage the differing egos in the band that once was supported by Texas. And you know what? They were scared even then, Texas, because they couldn't do what David Brent did, and David Brent couldn't. You know what? David Brent probably could do what they did, and I think even they knew that at the time.
I was in a band when I was younger, and
Yes, please, yeah.
we had to change the name we'd picked when the first series of The Office was shown on repeat on the BBC, because this was back in the day. There was no on demand. There was barely even DVDs, but it was shown on repeat, and our band name, Foregone Conclusion, turned out to be the most ridiculed band name of all time. We had to change that immediately to something much cooler.
Please.
Time for Nothing.
I don't know what I think about that. I have to sit on it.
It's a good name. It actually grows on you. It's pretty good.
That's not bad, actually.
Good band, good guys.
But yeah,
they're all dead now.
What instrument did you play in the band?
the death whistle.
I played guitar. So Lee's looking at my guitars, hinting. I played that and sang, but I couldn't sing or play guitar that well, so it was a struggle. But yeah, for the rest of them.
You give me more drummer vibes though. If I hadn't seen the guitars and I had to guess,
You'd have thought I was a drummer.
Yeah, I would have
Was
gone
that because
drummer.
I'm like sort of mentally unhinged?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Haircut gives guitar.
Don't forget, I've got like sort of main character energy,
Yeah, true.
as you know, because you all disappear when I leave the room. In my mind.
Yeah. Just one final smile before we disappear into the pages of the book. But back to the books.
Yeah, please.
Are we aware of the Steve Bruce trilogy of murder novels?
Yes.
So, for the listeners or the viewers, or the people who just have this on in the hospital.
It's to keep them in the coma.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than drugs.
Yeah, Steve Bruce, former
Listen.
Manchester United defender, and now I think he's still managing. Wrote a series of crime novels about a football manager who solved crimes, based on his own life, except his character had won the Champions League instead of narrowly missing out.
To be fair, it's not that crazy an idea. Like the amount of sort of people who solve crimes.
Yeah, it's
in
not that
fiction, not in real life. I don't think.
I think the first book is called
consult with
Striker.
them.
All the titles are football puns, obviously.
Yeah. Offside and dead.
We're not far off.
Right.
Sudden death would be.
Sudden
Death,
that'd be
yeah.
much better. Yeah.
Surely that's
Thanks,
gotta be
mate.
Like how,
You can tell you've had proper football coaching.
yeah,
I know all the words and everything.
Know all the puns.
they're very political. I think one of the books he fought Israel. One of the books he fought the IRA.
Oof.
Which is,
Well, for the time, it was very topical. It's not like Ronnie O'Sullivan's crime. He's written a crime book, Framed. Great snooker crime title.
yeah, similar premise, I think.
Yeah. Before the IRA, Israel.
Yeah, a football manager wins a snooker match.
Yeah. Except this snooker player's won the Champions League.
We haven't had Ronnie O'Sullivan.
No, we haven't yet.
We'll have to try and time that with the Crucible.
I think it's happening right now.
It's over.
He got knocked out.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it
Yeah,
finished?
the final was yesterday.
Yeah.
But this is going to come out in ages.
Yeah.
Next year then. Whenever.
Yeah.
Turns out the winner was communism. Be scared?
Did he win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there was a lot. So apparently there was kind of allegations that he was throwing away a lot of frames.
Well, in the third session, he had one frame to win.
Yeah.
And then Mark Williams, I think, won 4 or 5.
Yeah. In a row,
Yes.
obviously.
And this guy's... yeah.
Comes
yeah.
with wonder. Yeah.
And obviously this guy, Zhao, I think his name is?
Yeah.
Him and a lot of other Chinese snooker players had recently just come off a large ban for betting and all that.
Yeah. Match fixing.
Match fixing, betting.
Yeah.
Just round insider trading.
Yeah.
Put money in BP. How'd you know this, Zhao? I don't know. Click.
So yeah.
So I think I've answered the question.
Probably Allardyce.
Probably Allardyce, but Brent will give it a good old go. He loves reading.
Yeah.
What D? I I can't even remember the fucking book question he made up. But the answer's Dostoevsky. So he knows books.
Comment down below if you know the quote from The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My phone is on airplane mode. I forgot it on an airplane. I can't Google it right now.
So obviously not a regular question we have on Hero Complex, but I think it's very prevalent on this matchup. We've already talked about Sam Allardyce's mega pint of wine, and David Brent obviously loved a couple of drinks at the weekend.
Oh, do I like a beer? Yes, please.
Yeah. Who would you rather go for a drink with?
Lee, go on.
I mean, I'm going to go Big Sam.
Why? Why though? Do you think you dominate conversation though?
I want to know the stories though.
Yeah.
I feel like we on the outside only know a fraction. I'm sure that man has got some stories. Everyone in football has stories.
Yeah.
I was doing a coaching course once in Newcastle, and Nobby Solano was on the course.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't say a word to anyone really, but he was playing awesome in all the sessions we had to do.
Yeah.
And then at one point, I stood with these lads, and they were talking about one of them was about to go on a boys' holiday to Thailand, and Nobby Solano just shuffled over and went, "Thailand, boys." We were like, "Yeah." He's like, "Boca Juniors, me, Maradona, 1980 something." He's like, went on tour to Thailand. He goes, "I've got a lot of stories." That was all he ever said to us the whole time. I was like, "That sounds
You
amazing."
can't just leave it then, Nobby.
Yeah.
And then shuffled away.
Yeah, he was a man of few words.
Wow.
But I googled it, and there was a Boca Juniors tour to Thailand with Maradona in the 80s.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
And Nobby Solano.
Yeah, because he's Peruvian, but Boca.
Of course, yeah.
He hopped over to Argentina to play for Boca before he came to Europe.
He had to prove himself. Anyway, so everyone's got stories in football. Everyone's got stories in managing.
We're managing a paper company in Slough. Yeah, David Brent, I think he would. I don't know where we go though for a pint. Maybe New York, the club that never sleeps. That shuts at 2. There's a Henry VIII themed bar. You go there, it says mind. When you go to the gents, it goes mind your heads. Funny. But usually at Chasers, right? Probably down at Chasers. But no, I think I think we've all been there. We're on the comedy circuit. We've all been there with people who just can't tell a joke, but desperate to try and get one through.
Yeah.
And I think he's one of those types.
Yeah.
I've got one for you. Please don't.
Yeah, you can have that.
Yo, you can. Oh, yeah, you can have that.
I bet he'd say you can have that.
Yeah.
A
Do
lot.
you talk about me in comedy? No. But you do. But you steal all my jokes.
Yeah.
You thief!
But at least he is conscious of the fact that there are different drinks for different needs.
yeah, there are. Yeah. Like me, lager. Gareth, lager. Frenchy, lager. Tim, lager, sometimes cider. So, different drinks for different needs. Leave in the comments. Let us know if this is really frustrating to listen to. Just a worse version of a classic show. Do you remember this? This is all this podcast has been, really. Do you remember this bit from that show? So I'm going to stop answering like that. No promise. I'm going to try.
Yeah. So
I think Allardyce is loads of story, but David Brent, desperate to get around in, loads of it. But Allardyce sinking a pint of wine.
you want to see it. I mean, the pint of wine was also came up recently for someone else in Johnny Depp's marriage trial.
Oh, the mega pints.
He had the mega pints of wine.
We call them mega pints in London.
Yeah, he was.
I was having pints with Slash, Kurt Cobain, the drummer from Westlife. We were drinking mega pints. I get home and the dog is defaced the bed. I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Depp.
Pat does impressions now.
Yeah, no, that was Johnny Depp's brother, Billy. And it's accurate, look it up.
Him doing an impression of Johnny, his brother, at trial. Wow.
Yeah.
So we're probably thinking Sam Allardyce would be more interesting to go for a...
yeah. I mean,
probably,
do any of us go pints with work anymore? Is that dead?
Yeah, but we don't work with Sam Allardyce, so...
No, but I mean, because Brent's your manager.
Oh, if he's your manager.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying if they're both your manager, which manager would you...
Well, but no, just in general, do you go out with drinks with work anymore, really? Does anyone... Did COVID kill that?
A little bit, I think.
Just as it did our
It's
greatest hero.
like a once a year thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's ever in on the same day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, Donna's leaving and she's 104.
yeah.
So,
Probably got to get the train in for Donna's leaving drinks.
yeah. I forgot the card at home, Donna. That's right, Donna. Pints.
Mega pints.
Yeah. Fucking hate Donna.
Donna's sister, Teresa, doing an impression of Donna
Yeah.
when she was in court testifying for Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Did that make any sense? Barney, decide whether that made sense and either leave it in or don't. Anyway, so next question. So, neither are violent men, I don't think.
No. I mean, they headbutted a woman once, but
But
Yeah.
yeah,
accidental.
In his playing days, Allardyce was a 6'3" centre back, so I'm pretty sure he committed some violent acts.
yeah. So, well, who would win in a fight?
Oh, I mean,
The man with big in his name.
yeah, Big Sam. I mean, you think that, but Brent's got some moves.
Yeah,
You know, is there music playing?
yeah. Could he dance his way out of trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, martial arts is a form of dance, says no one. But
Capoeira.
Capoeira, actually.
Well, you know, all I know is that if they did fight, would have come through that wall.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if there's one more thing about it, he's slacking you guys off, nearly put them through that wall. No wonder you're in the fucking reserves. That's redknapp.
Yeah.
But,
There was that one when Allardyce, I remember it, I think it was back when he was at West Ham again. Yeah, they're playing against Swansea, and there was a guy called Chico for Swansea that went down
yeah.
claiming he'd been like elbowed or something. And Sam Allardyce literally just went and stood over him and laughed in his face.
Oh, yeah, I love that. More managers need to do that. It seemed to be it died with Sam Allardyce and Alan Pardew.
Oh, the Pardew headbutt on David Mailer was
Yeah, it's incredible.
spectacular.
Like, what are you doing? And
He was a character.
Also,
Alan Pardew.
the Joe Jordan Gattuso.
yeah, Joe
one
Jordan
as
versus
well.
Gattuso in the Champions
Fantastic.
League.
Yeah.
Alan Pardew's rehearsed dance in the FA Cup final when they took the lead and then Arsenal smashed. I think.
I want Oliver Glasner to recreate that when Palace played the FA Cup final this year.
Oh yeah, is it them City?
Yeah, because they might score first and then get smashed as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, it'd be the perfect tribute to.
Yeah.
Was that when they were most recently in the FA Cup final? Was it Pardew in charge?
I think so.
yeah.
Is he allowed to manage a football club up until that recently?
I love the fact that he now has a show on TalkSport with garage DJ Majestic. So it's Alan Pardew and DJ Majestic talking football, which is incredible. And before that, Pardew was the director of football at a club in Bulgaria.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah, he's
There's
taken a bizarre path.
there's no justice. You can just do whatever and get any job. I applied for that job with DJ Pestic. Love
If
the,
you'd have spelt his name right,
yeah,
maybe.
I love the music, me. More lyrics, man, but the music comes. I promise I wouldn't do it. And for less than 5 minutes, I apologise to the audience.
That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Lee's checking the watch because he has a hard cut off, not because I'm tedious.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Comments? I fucking see you. We're making money off this episode whether it die trying.
No, we're good.
We're good.
So we reckon probably Allardyce.
Probably Allardyce, yeah.
Quite, like, it's barely even a question.
Yeah. I don't really think David Brent's a hero.
They do both have sidekicks though.
Yeah.
That's a hero.
Yeah.
That's a hero trait.
Well, Sammy Lee. You sort of,
Yeah, little Sammy Lee.
And Gareth.
Little
Yeah,
Gareth.
good point.
Gareth.
Yeah.
It's who's got the better sidekick?
Oh, I might win this one. Mine was in the TA. Tits and ass. Territorial Army. He's a lieutenant there.
Yeah. And Sammy Lee managed Bolton for a bit.
Yeah. And he worked. He was someone's assistant at Liverpool as well,
Yeah.
right? Rogers?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he was.
Oh, it might have been
Hodgson.
Hodgson.
He was at Southampton for a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah. But I think he was the one when Allardyce used to have the headset on. I think it was Sammy Lee that he was
Yeah.
communicating
Shouting
with.
at.
Yeah.
We were.
Allardyce used to sit in the stands for the first half, didn't
Yeah,
he?
and
or
that's what
something?
he would communicate down with. They had the little
Yeah.
Mm.
Watch the-
headsets on.
And then come down and laugh at people called Chico
Yeah.
for the second half.
Yeah. Here's your X Factor.
Is he dead now?
Chico, no.
Oh,
But I'm happy to tell the story again.
Oh, have we covered this?
I don't know if we've covered it on the podcast. And we shouldn't find it funny. But but he said it, okay. He was on, I think it was Loose Women, and he said he discovered he had lung cancer. And his words, when I got the results, I literally thought it was Chico's time. It's not me saying it. It's Chico, fancy surname, saying it. I literally thought it was Chico's time.
I respect the commitment to the catchphrase.
Yeah.
But just
If you're gonna
imagine,
go down.
I need to try and find, I've only seen it in writing, what the people's reactions would be. What is
Yeah.
he saying? Are you performing live or not? I'm going to Butlins. Before my body is littered with the cancerous cells,
Yeah.
I will do. I will sing one more time. The Red Court specifically asked for someone in my press range.
How much do you think it would cost to get Chico to do stuff? I mean, probably perform, like, but saying just to do stuff.
Yeah, how much do you think it would cost to get Chico to suck you? Oh, sorry, I mean sing.
It turns out he's on like TaskRabbit or something.
Yeah.
You just get him to come round and like move some furniture for you.
That would be handy.
Yeah.
Well,
What's taking him so long? The man has lung cancer. No, I've heard he's in the clear.
he should have listed that though, like
Yeah.
when he was doing it, because if you're going to quote an hourly rate, you should list stuff like that, because that's a bit unfair.
Yeah. Yes. Are you sure you're going to finish, mate?
'Cause we
I'm
could,
not judging.
we could have musical guests.
I'd love to have a musical guest.
Get Chico on.
This could be like Saturday Night Live. Guest, so Lee Hudson. Musical guest, Chico, fancy surname. No, just let me catch your breath. There's a lot of stairs in your building, Adam. All right, Chico. Whenever you're ready. Lee needs to go soon. Right. Welcome to the Hero Complex podcast. Get on it. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
We'll look
Barney,
into
look
that.
at booking Chico fancy surname.
Yeah, or see if we can get.
Yeah.
I look see how much it is for Cameo.
He's got to be on Cameo, hasn't
It's got to be on Cameo.
Yeah. Let's get Cameo. Barney's the
one
name
thing-
of our producer, by the way. I should just let you know.
I did my research. I listened to episodes.
Yeah.
I gathered.
Thanks, Lee.
I gathered. One thing Allardyce doesn't have though is a lookalike that will come to your wedding.
Oh, yeah, we need to talk about this guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen this guy.
Incredible, and he's getting big for his boots. I think he's staying far too long at these weddings.
Yeah. Is he actually going to a wedding? I thought it was more like a stag do thing.
He's been at weddings as well.
Oh, yeah, he's at weddings and then he'll like do the dance on the dance floor at the reception.
During the first dance?
Maybe.
Maybe, but it's close to it. What I've seen.
Yeah.
And he would just like slack off guests.
What sort of bunts are we talking for that?
Also, I don't think he even really looks that like him. He's just a middle-aged guy with a goatee and a suit on.
Yeah, his
That's
Gareth looks like a demon.
I didn't even know he had a
He has
Gareth.
a Gareth, and he also walks around with like a 6 out of 10 Gordon Ramsay a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Come on, David. Sell some paper. Oh, Gordon, chef. I'm like, what? You can't just say Gordon, chef.
Aggressive.
You're progressive, man in the kitchen. Why don't you make me fuck off? Make me a cheese sandwich. And he is expensive.
What, the Gordon Ramsay one?
Ricky Gervais.
All right.
I think I did call it once.
Did you?
I did. I left a message.
Wait, you've got to call him.
I called the agency.
Oh, right.
And I asked how much it was for the Ricky.
You can't even do it via email.
I don't know if he's like
You might know.
downstairs at the King's Head of Tribute Act. You have to call him between
9 and 11.
10 a.m.
Yeah.
and midday on a Wednesday if you want to book him.
Oh, I wish the David Brent lookalike had a lookalike so he didn't have to do any more of these. No, you're nowhere near they're famous enough. David Brent lookalike.
Should we try and get him on? With Chico?
We'll talk. Him versus Chico.
Yeah. I'll bet that in mind.
No, we'll put, if you want to see that, subscribe to the Patreon. I'm not doing that for free.
Yeah, please do subscribe to the Patreon. Do you subscribe to the Patreon?
Absolutely not.
No. Join the club.
What's your cheapest tier?
$5. And for that, you get a $5 out of your account every month.
like clockwork, and that is
Like
a guarantee.
that's a guarantee. It always comes out.
Yeah, we got bonus episodes, we got extended ones. You know, we got.
I
all
think if
sorts
you got Chico Fancy Surname on, that would need to be a special.
Yeah, if we got Chico, and I apologise for not remembering your surname, Chico, but honestly, who does?
Don't slag him off if we're going to get.
No, but what's Cher's surname? Nobody gives a shit. It's Chico.
Yeah, he doesn't need a surname.
Surname is Time.
Yeah. Baby Spice Hernandez. It's not like that. It's just Baby Spice.
Yeah.
It's just Chico. I love you.
Wasn't her dad?
I think Chico Hernandez was the full name of the footballer.
Chico Hernandez. Yeah, it was. I think might have been.
Not Baby Spice.
Yeah,
was it Chico Ramos? I don't know.
No, Chico Flores.
Flores, yeah. Some Spanish name.
Some Spanish shit.
they had Pablo Hernandez at Swansea at that time
Yes.
as well.
Was he the one that smashed it at Hull? Was that Abel Fernandez?
No, that was Abel Fernandez, I think. Or
Yeah.
Hernandez, I don't know. Pablo Fernandez was like a little right winger.
Right, okay.
Played for Valencia as well, I think.
Valencia. That's my input. Yeah, so
I bent my tongue in Valencia.
You ever been to Valencia?
No.
I want to, because I want to go and see the Mestalla Stadium before they knock it down.
How many years left?
Last season. It's going to be the final season of it next season, I think.
Oh, okay, then yeah. Hero Complex trip.
Yeah, Hero Complex trip.
I love the fact though that they built a new stadium years ago, ran out of money, and it's just sat over the other side of the city, half built.
Really?
And now they've finally got enough money to finish it, and that's why they're moving.
Right.
Good for them. They've,
you think there's squatters in it? This is ours now. And I use it for
kickabouts.
I use it for hockey.
Use it for Ballers League.
Yeah.
No,
you
not
son
the
of a
Ballers
bitch.
League.
Look at the ballers.
Angry Ginger squatting in the new Mestalla.
Angry Ginger couldn't survive in Spain.
So remind me who Angry Ginger is. Remind me.
He's a football YouTuber.
Yeah.
I think he just watches games and angrily comments on them.
Okay.
What are United doing? Stuff like that. Like Mark Goldbridge.
Who?
I'm not getting
Yeah.
I'm really not up on YouTube.
I know of some of them, but I don't know too much about them, and I
don't know much about them.
I want it to stay that way.
Yeah.
Quite
What
frankly.
one's KSI? What's he do?
He was a gamer, I think.
Yeah, he did play games.
And shit.
Yeah.
But now he has a squad called the Sidemen. So they do like pranks and they do a lot of football stuff.
They sold out a game at Wembley.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nuts.
That's impressive.
One guy said when they sold out the Wembley game, they said, it's probably, if one of us scores, it's probably the loudest Wembley has ever been. I'm like, fuck off. You think people cheering for YouTube is going to be louder than, I don't know, England scoring against Brazil?
Any adult that went to that game at Wembley needs their hard drive checked, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
unless they're bringing children.
Have you been dragged by your kids?
No, even more so in that case.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I love you, kids. I'll take you to every game you want.
Not that one.
Investigate me. I own a business where I blow up cows with bazookas.
Check his hard drive.
Check his papers.
Who's got the best foreign version of your hero? We got Michael Scott.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's the foreign version of David Brent or Sam Allardyce, who could take over at any top Premier League team.
Or any top flight European club.
Yeah.
Could have been Real Madrid manager.
Yeah.
Would he have been that bad as Real Madrid manager? I don't think so. I think he deserved a shot.
Yeah.
Or at least like an Inter Milan.
Well, I think if he'd have done more than one game at England, maybe he might have got a shot in like Syria.
Yeah, maybe you just put a CV on Google Translate. Sorry, we're distracting you from your dog.
No, it's all right.
Rosie.
She's not a big Sam Allardyce fan, so
Yeah, she's more Pellegrini.
She likes insert Mexican manager name here.
Jorge Jesus. But yeah,
Portuguese.
is he Portuguese?
Close enough.
Yeah, I apologize to him, to the possible next Brazil manager. No, Michael Scott, famous, gets a lot of money. Pretty much the same thing, but American. Love him too. We're running out of time. Is your name? Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, or Sam Allardyce, who could have done anything.
Yeah, but
Unproven.
He's purely a possibility. It's never going to be known.
He's Schrodinger's manager.
Yeah. Is that not the best manager? Yeah. Like, notice when during COVID when they came back and they were playing in an empty box with no fans there.
Yeah.
Were the teams better or worse? No one actually knew.
Well, Allardyce
Liverpool
teams,
won a league that year.
Yeah, true.
Which shows you that the cop ain't shit.
Exactly. yeah, they're better without him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Comment now, angry Liverpool fans.
Yeah. If an Allardyce
we're going for rage bait on this episode.
Oh yeah.
If an Allardyce team crosses into the box, is the cat alive or dead?
Yeah.
The cat being Nicholas Anelka.
Did he even manage Nicholas Anelka?
Yeah, he was at Bolton for a bit. Yeah.
But was he at Bolton when Nicholas Anelka was at Bolton?
Yeah.
Yeah, or had he not been replaced with Sammy Lee by that stage?
No, it was still Allardyce.
Still Allardyce for a bit.
When did he leave Bolton?
The Sammy Lee season.
Which was
2008.
No,
yeah,
so
2008,
no,
2009
I mean Anelka was signed in.
Anelka was
he signed for Chelsea in 2008.
Anelka was definitely there because I've heard the story of him signing him.
Okay.
Because Allardyce used to meet certain foreign signings at Charles de Gaulle Airport.
Yeah.
Met JJ Kocher there as well.
What? Why?
Don't know.
Just gentlemanly, just like, you know what, I wouldn't be the first person to shake your hand.
Yeah.
But at Charles de Gaulle?
Yeah.
So you'd have to fly to France. They'd have to... What if they weren't coming from France?
No, JJ Kocher was coming back from international duty. You met him there, did the deal, and then JJ Kocher drove to Bolton.
To save money?
I don't know.
Who's the one that fell asleep at the... Ben Jarney fell asleep at the airport. When he was signing for Man City.
I once had to... I can't divulge too much information, but I once had to repossess the car of a foreign signing that Sam Allardyce made at Bolton, who went AWOL and stopped paying for said car.
Nice.
And we managed to track it down that the player, because the player absconded the country, and he left the car, which he wasn't paying for anymore, with his priest.
Right, South American then.
It took us a while to find it.
Yeah.
Won't say anymore.
You won't say anymore, that's fine. Legal reasons. I'll say this and I'll say all the names. Henry Sauvette, who's a football manager prospect, legendary prospect, wunderkind.
French player.
Yeah. Like winger, striker. So, yeah, sort of that.
Yeah.
He played for Newcastle for a bit. He used to bring strippers to the training ground to just leave them in the car. I'll be back. I'll leave the window open. I'll be back in 3 hours.
Someone got concerned and threw a brick through it and killed a stripper.
Andy Carroll used to do that at Newcastle as well. He used to bring his girlfriend, not strippers, to be fair.
Yeah.
But apparently she was pretty lunatic.
I love the stories of Adrian Mutu, when he was at Chelsea, would apparently pay youth team players to go and collect his car from various compounds where they'd been like trailered off to, because he just parked them wherever he wanted in London. Then they would get towed. They would get towed, and he would just pay youth team players to go and get them for him.
Yeah,
that's not a bad little gig if you're a youth team prospect.
That's all right. Yeah,
to go and pick up his Ferrari and drive it back to Cobham.
Yeah.
Probably put a lot of cash in there.
Just still with your provisional, just like sort of like easy, just go.
You and your dad didn't like him. In Adrian Mutu's car. Last footballer car story: Memphis Depay, when he joined Man United, Wayne Rooney told him, "Don't be too flash, because we're all quite friendly here. We're camaraderie. We want to stick together." He came in a Lamborghini, dressed like a cowboy.
I mean, if you're gonna be a prick, dress like a cowboy.
Yeah,
whilst you're doing it, that's kind of the perfect thing to do. Right, quick summing up then, because we've got to wrap up, I'm afraid. But so, last words on Sam Allardyce.
Just like I say, the quintessential English football manager. He's got big in his name. He's nationally, universally known. as Big Sam, and I think that alone makes him a hero.
Yeah, fair enough. And Pat, favourite David Brent quote?
No. David Brent's a great comic creation. The fact that so many international versions of him proves that it's a lasting legacy. And at the end of The Office, I mean, people do like him. He's on the Christmas photo, and he's all doing an impression. But he's a likeable guy. He ran the paper industry into the ground. Final David Brent quotes. Nah, weird. Can't think of anything apart from that Desiree quote he sings. And that's not his quote. Who does your tampons? Anyway.
Right. Well, I think that was really well fought on both sides, but I'm just about going to give it to Big Sam Allardyce this week. Well done, Lee. Commiserations, Pat.
Well done, Lee.
I'm going to go and have a pint of wine to celebrate.
Yeah, I think you should. And then drive home. Anything you want to plug, Lee?
No, just my Instagram, Lee Hudson Comedy. Have a look on there. I do very depressing match day vlogs from Southampton games.
Lovely.
Well, good luck to Southampton next season. Thanks so much for coming on. Pat, have you got anything you want to plug?
No.
No?
It'll be in the description if there is, if I remember.
Big thanks to Patrick Brusnahan, our guest, Lee Hudson, and I've been Adam Green. This has been Rosie. Thanks very much for listening. Cheers. Goodbye.
Mushy mushy.